we take the scope a little bit larger here. Ninjas in Pajamas, all damage all the time. There are no tanks here in this game. You're going to have an Aurora who in top lane is going to have a large amount of gold and experience to herself. And what I see here from Ninjas in Pajamas is a bunch of tools to actually get things started. From Ultra Prime's perspective, how do we start a fight? Because we're going to have an invisible Aurora. We're going to have Rel who's able to stop us. The Braum matchup alongside the Xin Zhao maybe, but you're looking at either Saber starting it off or trying to receive, which I don't think is a very good look. The Unraveled Earth is only going to do so much.
It is generally what the 5 champions want to do, is kind of kite back. I guess the Lucian can play a number of different ways, but not sure how well it's going to work against NIP, who have such an easy snap engage. You don't have the time to kite back if a Vile on top of a Relalt with the Shockwave over everybody is going to one-shot your entire team before the fight actually does begin. So Ultra Prime going to have to be creative to be, whereas Ultra Prime want to try to prove that those wins against LNG were not just flukes. They weren't just against the last place team. This is a team that can truly compete as we kick off week number 5 with the Group Nirvana matchup. Game number 1 starting right now.
Alright, not too much. We have very interesting starts for these two. They both get the ward into top side. Very important, especially for solo kills matchup. So, he's going to take his recall. Doesn't seem like there's going to be much doing. Some damage down onto Leave, though. That's the heal from Niket.
Oh, they're still going. They're going to flash right on to Leave, actually. Proc the concussive blows. The barrier comes out, but it's still going to be first blood picked up for Baye, as Niket has to get on out of there as well. Ultra Prime just full sended onto the Corki.
As the Gwen.
Yeah, and already used the ultimate, so not going to be in a good position to try to fight back in any sense, as looks like actually this dragon will be contested by Ultra Prime. Oh, but Baye just eats a full Shockwave combo and gets taken down instantly to start the combat. Another knockup lands onto Niket, though, as Ultra Prime get 2 back. DOINB and Niket both fall as UP successfully stop the dragon from being taken.
A lot used to kill Lucian, and after that, where's the damage? We have a single lost chapter here for DOINB. No teleports, so I don't know. I feel like it was a lot invested for not all that much gained. It stops the dragon
game, so has had high impact here in the mid lane. That's something we needed to see out of Saber in this series if they wanted to win.
This portion of the game can be very punishing for NIP in a moment, because Junhao has all of his camps up, so does Nayo. Nayo is in fact deciding to skip this, use the mid priority gain. Saber does not have ultimate, so he's going to walk here the good old-fashioned way. NIP, though, how much more can they grab from this? Uh-oh.
Wow, Leave and Baye just going at it, but now some reinforcements have arrived, and so Leave going to get caught out with the help of Zhaosha, eat the entirety of the culling, and going to go down for the 4th kill.
At some point, we're 5 minutes away. He's going to find a way to get 70 CS in 5 minutes. Just watch. I'm praying over here. We got NIP most likely taking this dragon. Leave, gotta be a little careful here. Has his flash.
Gets exhausted, has the culling on top of him. Niket's gonna block the majority of that ultimate damage as Saber uses the Weaver's Wall forward to try to push out DOINB and the rest of his crew. The dragon does go over to Ninja's Pajamas, though, and so they can take that with a victory. However, could look for some more now, as Saber has been targeted here by Nayo, and it's gonna get eaten by that Shockwave and shut down by DOINB. Junhao is
coming
not
in from NIP. You have the teleport still available here for DOINB, and as long as they can make this play, there's nothing else going here for UP.
Yeah, and Saber just gonna face check that brush, run right into Niket's lance, and get targeted once more. Gets the entirety of the Magnus Storm put onto his body, as he will go down for the 2nd time this game, and NIP doing a nice job bouncing back.
That's 2 grubs. That might just be the turret here. Where else is Ultra Prime getting pressure? It's a single mid wave that Leave is going to catch, and that is a lot of gold here. So exactly what we wanted to see. Get the flash away from Talia, prey on her in a side lane. Almost like magic right there, prescribed. It'll be 2 plates, you know, so Ultra Prime can feel a little happy about that, but they're going for a dive onto Jiang. He's using the ultimate to clear the wave. Teleports in.
Yep, gonna get knocked up once again by that crash down. Niket goes from bot lane right to top lane. 2 straight dives results in 2 straight kills for NIP.
And now they have their choice of objective that they can go for. Are NIP going to focus on getting the Herald that spawns in a minute's time, or are we looking towards the Dragon in a minute and a half? Big power spikes especially coming on through for NIP in a few moments here. A fully stacked Seraph's Embrace and a Trinity Force completed for Nayo and Leave.
So NIP, after suffering from what was a bit of a rougher early portion of this game, have done a nice job to bounce back over these last few minutes. However, DOINB might have caught one wave too many as Saber will go forward here. But now Niket's right back into the swing of things with that Magnus Storm. Gonna stun up Saber and take him down for the third straight time. Jong teleports back in, but it is all too late as DOINB will survive the play made by Ultra Prime.
On this next minion wave that he could go for, but by then they'll be too late. No ability for NIP to walk through mid lane. Neve gets chunked to half, and this will be a difficult entrance here for NIP. Maybe they make a play on the backside of this. Teleport behind from solo kill.
Makes it a little bit easier when you got a flank from an Aurora. And remember, a lot of those tools in terms of the ultimate still available on the NIP mid jungle. Shockwave lands on the Xiaosha. He's going to have to flash away, eat up a ton of those rockets, but solo kill will flash forward and pick up the first kill of the fight. Now Nayo has jumped in, chunking out Junhao. The Herald has been claimed already, but NIP want to look for the fight. Another Vault Breaker forward. There's the cease and assist on Nabaya, but Ultra Prime doing a nice job to kite back out, and Junhao will pick up another kill. With that, Win becomes lightning. A 2-for-1 over Saber. Gonna be in some trouble now as he eats a full shockwave combo from DOINB, nearly taken out there by just the shock, or by just the dissonance. Gonna have to back and head back to a fight via a teleport of some capacity, but DOINB already has gotten himself that top lane tier 1 turret. Ultra Prime, though, have evened up that dragon count.
From the fights which have been going their way.
Jong trying to catch a wave a little bit too high here as he gets eaten up by that cease and desist. The shockwave comes through for good measure. And DOINB gets himself yet another kill, as well as that mid-tier 1 getting taken down. Xiaosha going to try to do something. He popped the summoner spell Ghost, but he can't do anything on that solo mission. It's going to be a tier 2 also taken by NIP as they've now added the gold.
I feel so vindicated. I feel like I've called
out alive, but now maybe giving Ultra Prime a timer to start up this Otacon.
Yeah, Leave just recalled, finished his Muramana here. Nobody from the side of Ultra Prime or from the side of Ninja's Pajamas know this is happening. It'll be the Herald in mid. They're going to see if they can steal some camps. This is going to be a huge swing for UP.
And it's either NIP don't know what's happening or they don't feel like it's even worth it to contest, because that's just the Otacon going over for free on the side of Ultra Prime. They didn't even need to kill. Does get knocked up by the 3-talent strike, but just posturing at this point as Baya, as I say that, dashes way too forward, goes into an ultimate from Nayo, and he's going to be able to survive. And now it's Junhao going forward on the other side of things. Saber gets that kill. They almost knock up DOINB. They nearly take him down, but Junhao will still fall. It's a 2-for-1 overall in favor of Ninjas in Pajamas, but DOINB does have to head back to base. However, the jungler for UP is down. Jungler for both teams are down, which means this dragon will be much harder to take.
DOINB's going to be able to teleport in. Niket had already swapped to smite the fight before, so he will not have access to that summoner spell. Are we going to get an actual fight around this objective? It seems like Ultra Prime are going to give, and that'll be the second dragon over to NIP after what was another situation, Grapes. Baya getting caught on a mid-wave, Baya getting caught out in the moments before an objective begins.
And you can see some of the thought process there. He imagined, I can have enough time out of the map now with the Baron spawning in 25 seconds. We see DOINB right now pushing bot lane, so it does give Ultra Prime an opportunity to hit on this tier 1 turret.
I think DOINB should just commit. He doesn't have teleport, and he's afraid that with Baron spawning in tank.
Face up in a 5v5 as they start up the Baron. Teleport coming in from Jong, but DOINB is on the way. He has returned and will be here for a 5v5.
Huge item spikes and a lot of gold here for DOINB. We're seeing the top laners fight off.
There's the Magnus Storm Shockwave combo, and Saber already gets taken down. 2-for-0 to start things off, but it will be Nayo falling on the backside. Solo kill will get singled out by Baya as Ultra Prime are holding the line for now, but the health bars are very dangerously low. Jong trying to fight a 1v2 against DOINB, nearly getting the kill, but will end up falling.
Closer fight, but everything just got wiped alongside Jung not being able to apply pressure onto the Orianna. That is one of the few matchups I think something could have maybe happened there. So Baron's going to get started. This should get ripped here by NIP. Saber is flying in.
some sort of
nothing.
desperation. There's no way to engage for Ultra Prime, and it's going to cost them a whole lot more than the Baron. Baya has to dash away. The culling comes out, but the cease and desist will cancel that immediately. Solo Kill gets himself another, and there's finally one traded back by Zhang, but it's going to be all for nothing unless Junhao can now do something about it. Lands that Crescent Guard, but now just going to try to send everybody on NIP back to safety where they can start up the Baron after taking down 4 members of Ultra Prime.
Okay. Can we do the Baron this time, guys? We've been around the Baron for 3 minutes now. We've neglected a lot of our ways. Ultra Prime have lost big time in 2 fights back-to-back. So Big Purple Worm's going to go over to them. Junhao's going to get some damage onto mid. L versus the Aurora, just putting all of this damage. I'm looking at the picture-in-picture right now. We might have another fight on our hands. Dragon's about to fall.
Very low. Who's going to pick it up? Oh, it's stolen away by Naya, and now another engage comes through. A 3-man Magnet Storm from Niket. It's followed up by that cease and desist on Baya, but he kites things out nicely and will be able to take the NIP jungler down. Actually gets a double kill, and now DOINB's running the wrong way, but Solo Kill and Leave just do too much damage to the front line. And there's the Between Worlds, sending Ultra Prime to another world of defeat. NIP get themselves the ace, and with Baron in their hands, should be able to wrap up this game 1.
Okay, I was wrong about Leave having the Chovy CS at 15, but we're at 30 minutes and he has 300 CS. So I'm counting that. I'm taking that as a win for myself. As a Leave fan, we're eating good tonight. Another strong fight here from NIP, and honestly, I'm just going to continue to hammer home the top side of Ninjas in Pajamas really stole away this game.
Yeah, Solo Kill, a huge team fighting ultimate there. Leave doing a nice job to do a bunch of damage, and DOINB with those critical shockwaves. They're going to be the 3 to wrap up this game, hit the Nexus, and give NIP a 1-0 lead.
God damn, Solo Kill looked good in this game, and this is very OP here. You have 3 members that are going to be in melee range of you. Your ultimate is going to get a lot of value, and I don't think Leona is it. Leona has spot engage, but can be buffered by the Nautilus. I think we're going to game 3 here, Grapes. I know it's very early, but like, you have the range from the Aphelios to deal with anything that NIP throw at you. NIP need fights to be short. They cannot allow these fights to go long.
And already, a lot of the things that we had concerns with on Ultra Prime's draft of game number 1 have been remedied this time around. You know, they have that go button in multiple different pieces, most notably Xiaosha on the Nautilus, although you could throw Junhao in there as well. And then in terms of last game, having a bunch of losing lanes, I feel like in general, Zhang's going to feel pretty comfortable here. Saber at least will have the range versus melee aspect of this rise into the Galio, and I think in general, feeling much better for Junhao to find opportunities to look for ganks.
And this will be really interesting to see how Ultra Prime play around their solo lanes, because Zhang and Saber
going into that play-in stage.
That's tough. That's tough.
One guy that's a big Ultra Prime fan, and you know what? I can respect that. We are in Shenzhen, as you saw by the animation, which is the home of NIP, obviously, so makes sense that there's a couple more
things. Though it is. You have a Sivir on one side of the map. Now you got to be careful. That lands, but it's not good enough.
Junhao does unlock level 5 by stealing away those wolves, but Xiaosha just walking too far, going to get flashed after by Nayo. One more Q would have done it unless he popped the heal in time, but the Justice Punch going to land on the Junhao. DOINB now with the flash away. Saber looking to close the job out, and Baya will jump in to pick up first blood, but it'll go down in the trade as Nayo will make it a 1-for-1. And now the chase can continue. A stolen away stun lands onto Saber, and now NIP looking to continue the aggression. Another 1-for-1 overall as they're going to keep diving that tier 1 turret. It's a triple kill picked up for 9. Power now with that ignite as the grubs have been started by Ultra Prime. Nayo though in the area. Definitely the stronger champion between him and Junhao at this point, so will be pretty easy for them to bully Ultra Prime away, especially if some reinforcements arrive.
That's the Galio ultimate. Niket is going to be here now. There should be one grub going over to NIP if they want it, but there's too much entrenched in. Some of the front line is too scattered away, so they have to buy a little bit more time. Another move wave pushed by Leave means that it will be that grub going over to Ninjas in Pajamas. And I don't think that NIP really wanted to find a fight there. They're in between some of their items. Nio probably wants to steal away at least 1.5, 2 camps here so he can get that Trinity Force online. And they are moving immediately, dropping these waves first to play.
Just non-stop aggression here in the jungle for NIP. Constantly trying to steal away some camps, and they're going to look for another fight here. The Moonlight Vigil, though, comes out from Baya, but DOINB has arrived with a hero's entrance. Already taken down Xiaoshe. Baya, though, now has to flash away from the dredge line of Nio. And he'll be able to just a pest in Junhao's jungle, not letting him get a chance to do anything peacefully, just constantly going for these fights.
One of these champions is Sivir, and the other one is Aphelios. So it's way easier for NIP to move. They've been doing it constantly. And I thought maybe with having Rise here that you'd be able to combat and match some of the push coming in from DOINB. And that might be the case. That might continue to be the case once he gets and finishes his first item. But as is right now, what is Junhao to do when lethality max on this Aphelios?
And talk about being a nuisance again. It's Junhao just getting continuously focused down. Everyone going right after this Wukong and taking the Monkey King down. As Nio gets kill number 5. And looks like more is on the menu here for NIP. Full 5 members on the bot side of the map with a wave crashing in. And things look bleak right now for Zhang and Xiaoshe. Nio popping the Black Mist, now going forward in onto Xiaoshe. Solo kill will pick this one up. And DOINB comes in with a hero's entrance for good measure. Will be a 1 kill taken back onto Niket. But NIP take that every single day of the week as they win yet another fight.
It's gold onto Nio, but for Ultra Prime, some of the more important members getting gold for themselves is
Nio is very far ahead, so has the luxury to pick up items like this at this point. As NIP going to start up this Rift Trail.
But now Ultra Prime are late. Why are we even on this top side of the map? They're maybe expecting that Ninjas Pajamas are going to be setting up for a dive, but now with the pinks coming out, we're pathing towards bottom side. Ninjas of Pajamas, they get Herald, they can move this into mid, take your turret, get yourselves the feats of...
You know, normally there's a response on the other side of the map, but DOINB actually teleports down to the bot lane. It'll be NIP not only getting themselves the Herald that they proc mid, but they're going to get even more. They're going to get that bot lane tier 1 and maybe even the mid lane tier 1 too, with Niket crashing in and just overloading the mid lane.
Yeah, we're going for more. Solo Kill has to answer top. He'll have TP. They're going to charge it into mid lane. Baya has half HP, which does, you know, worry me a little bit. But Ninjas of Pajamas come out huge, and this is the map play that we saw from them in game number 1. Trading turrets on sides of the map so they can make sure that they're up on gold. Giving over some of those objectives, but now they get to have their cake and eat it too.
Now we did mention Ultra Prime race here. If this tower gets taken down by Ninjas in Pajamas. Looks like UP getting some sort of trade on the bot side of the map, but overall NIP pretty happy about how things are going at this point in the game. Not a lot of major objectives to fight for, so just making sure you're trading gold onto members who need it. As Solo Kill gonna get a nice influx of cash.
How depressing is this, by the way, as Junhao? When bottom
split 2 and 1, had pretty solid moments throughout the split. Right now it's Nio having the better end of things against him. However, as I say that, he comes in and one-shots Niket to pick up the first kill of this fight around the mid lane. Teleport comes in from Solo Kill, but he gets instantly targeted and shut down by Baya. 2-0 in favor of UP so far, and those a lot of shurikens on that Aphelios as Ultra Prime looking to continue the chase. Saber does not have the range to go for a Rune Prison. It now has that full Infinity Edge, but now the Otacon that might have had the opportunity to be started by Ultra Prime being procced to half HP by NIP, forcing a ton of those global summoner spells off of Ultra Prime's hands. No teleports now on the solo laners. They have to go for the full 5v5, but now it's DOINB letting a 2-man taunt, stunning up Zhang before he gets a chance to do anything and taken down by Leave. A 1-0 so far. Solo Kill with the poke execution onto Junhao, but a nice kite away with the depth charge of Xiaoshe is going to keep his jungler alive, but NIP, now with the numbers advantage, can go right back to the objective.
It's so tough to answer back into these fights, and they did have ultimates, but no Cyclone here for Junhao means we need to be waiting. We need to bide our time here. Otacon's going to go over to NIP, and what else can Ultra Prime get on the opposite side of the map? A teleport from DOINB into mid means that he will pick up this wave, and it'll be a single turret going. Pajamas, they're going to start up this dragon now. Rise has a flank. There is no flash on Saber, no flash on Baya. This is going to be an incredibly tough fight for UP.
Already at 3,000, and nice use to the shield of Duran from DOINB to make sure there's no possibility for a steal. And already a big chunk onto Junhao makes this fight much harder for Ultra Prime, who are now singled out in the pit. Solar Flare only finds the clone, but the health bars are just fully on NIP's side at this point, with Xiaosha, Zhang, and Junhao chunked to below half. NIP still feel interested in going for continued play.
Do they go for what is the objective win here, which is just going to be them taking the soul, or do they move into this Baron, which they have plenty of options to be able to take either?
They don't need to really force anything right now for NIP, which is why they have not started hitting it. Instead, just going for
what the hell?
Bit of a bait. However, Xiaosha just decides to start the fight for them, and the public execution from Solo Kill is going to allow him to 1v1 Baya on the back line. Already a 3-0, but Zhang and Saber are still alive. Realm Warp getting popped by the Rise to allow him to escape, but it'll be the rest of the team falling by his side. A 4-for-2 overall, as NIP's top side will march towards the Dragon to pick up the soul.
That's the soul. God damn it, Xiaosha. That was such a close engage, but no one else is there. There's no Realm Warp from Saber to set this up. Baya gets completely soloed out by this Mbessa. A great team fight on two different fronts there, coming in for Ninjas in Pajamas, and exactly the kind of teamwork that I needed to see as we close out this series. And guess what? We check back into the picture-in-picture right now. Ultra Prime need to do a Desperation Baron attempt, but NIP are already back out.
Already have the soul in hand as well, locking up Saber, forcing him to go golden, but Baya actually taking down Niket to start the fight off. Ultra Prime don't want to play for the finish, they want to play for the fight now that it's a 4v5, with DOINB teleporting in, dashing forward, forcing Baya to flash away. Xiaosha becoming the target, he gets taken down by Leave, and now it can become Reset City for Nayo. He jumps in, using that Heartbreaker to try to find another one. A public execution on Baya will shut him down once more. And now it's Saber running the wrong way, away from NIP, but right into their own base. He will get taken down eventually, whether it's by the turret or by Solo Kill himself. It looks like actually Saber will be able to send him on a wild goose chase far enough, while the rest of NIP will take the Baron down.
Alright boys, let's close this game out now. Baron, Dragon buff, the soul there. Saber even has to use the Realm Warp to get out. It is not meaningful. The solo lanes, in particular the mid lane, we thought that this Rise was going to have such more of an impact, but the lanes have not been going well. We've not been seeing them trade on the map. Junhao is fighting for his life. Carries to do much.
Even Baya, who, you know, now at 3 items on the Aphelios, could be scary, but not scary enough at this point. There's a Baron buff in NIP's hands for the next 2 minutes time. We're going to start cracking open these structures, break open the base, and try to put an end to this series in 2-0 fashion. Look at this, level 17, 3 levels ahead of Baya at this point, as this Sivir really has come online. Finishing touches soon to come on the bottom side of the map.
Nice shot from the picture-in-picture to show us that Baya, no flash, no cleanse.
Oh, just Baya's no chance at this point. Crowd control lock to Oblivion, and then making a double kill, going over to the Viego, who is now 9-0-6. Not the 11-0 just yet that we saw in Game 3. But Nayo on this champion going to continue to be a problem on NIP's side. Ultra Prime with one last-ditch effort to save the game. Not going to find any sort of success at this point. The Ket dashes forward with another Zenith Blade, and this should be it. The Nexus has been broken open in NIP with a much cleaner series this time around. Now Solo Kill gets himself a double. The Nexus will be exposed. Those KDA is going to get padded. Leave gets himself another, and it'll be a 2-0 over Ultra Prime for NIP.
20-8 is the final kill score there. Shenzhen, the fans can be